ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. You can't turn down the darkness, can you? But you can turn up the light inside. You can't hurt away to hurt or hate away to hate, but we can heal the divide. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. How many generations passes on? How long have we felt this pain? How many more hearts gotta ache before we decide to break this chain? Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Help people, help people. Help people, heal people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Bless people, bless people. Bless people, heal people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Love people, love people. Love people, heal people, heal people, heal people. I can see it in the old man's eyes. I can see it in the young girl's smile. I can see it coming through the pain, coming right at us like a hurricane. Yeah, come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. 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 How many generations passes on? How long have we felt this pain? How many more hearts gotta break before we decide to break this chain? Yeah. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. Hurt people, hurt people. Heal people, heal people. You can't turn down the darkness, can you? But you can turn up the light inside. You can't hurt away to hurt or hate away to hate, but we can heal the divide. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Love, 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 love. Hurt people, hurt this chain. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love, 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 love. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, help people, help people. Help people, heal people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, bless people, bless people. Bless people, heal people, heal people, heal people. Hurt people, love people, love people. Love people, heal people, heal people, heal people. I can see it in the old man's eyes. I can see it in the young girl's smile. I can see it coming through the pain, coming right at us like a hurricane. Yeah. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love, 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 love. Hurt people, heal people, heal people. 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 How many generations past this on? How long have we felt this pain? How many more hearts gotta break before we decide to break this chain? Yeah. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love, 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 love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love. Come on, get ready for love, 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 love. Hurt people, heal people, heal people.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. As our vision states, together we are building inclusive community through spiritual connection. My name is Reggie Cole, and I am both a licensed practitioner and the operations manager here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Before we start, we would greatly appreciate if you would share the live stream to help us spread our message. I'll pause for a moment for you to do this now. All right, wonderful. At Columbia CSL, we live the truth of who we are by opening hearts, inspiring lives, and celebrating oneness. We are all one. We are a welcoming, loving, diverse spiritual community that practices the principles of science of mind. Our mission states, we foster spiritual growth by caring for each other and being of service to our communities. We create spaces for transformation and belonging through spiritual practice, education, and self-expression. I invite you now to set an intention for this week. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into that feeling of that intention right now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together. We have a saying here, singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. Today, let's welcome Theta Phoenix. Theta Phoenix, all the way from White Rock, British Columbia. Welcome, Theta.
Hello, my name is Theta Phoenix, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm going to be singing a song called Butterfly off my album Legacy, and it is all about the transformation that is available to all of us. And when we're going through the dark night of the soul or challenges, knowing that that is a transformational process that we are in. Hope you enjoy it. We are children in this universe when we allow our innocence to lead, chasing butterflies across the sky, dancing through the field. Caterpillar inches up the tree with such a steady contemplation. He holds a secret deep inside. It's the truth of transformation. And there you are, running through the fields, soaring with the wind, gliding on the breeze. You are free. When the time is right, the caterpillar weaves itself into a cocoon. We cannot rush the process, don't want to break her out too soon. Nature has a plan, divine timing is at hand. When after the struggle you will see that butterfly flying free. And there you are, running through the fields, soaring with the wind, gliding on the breeze. You are free. We are just the same as that caterpillar in this human game. We may look like an ordinary one, but don't be fooled. We are all children of the sun, waiting till the time is right to spread our wings, break free and take flight. We feel the love, for it is what we are made of. So let the light break through. One by one, we all awaken to the truth. We are one. There we are, running through the fields, soaring with the wind, gliding on the breeze. We are free. All free. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Theta, for that amazing gift. We are free. All right, we're going to hear more from Theta later in the service, so please stay tuned. As our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, taught, in principle, the great religions of the world do not differ as much as they appear. That is why we take time each month to recognize and honor a variety of religions as sacred paths to God. I now invite our practitioner of the day, Io McClenny, to lead us in our breaths of faith.
As we take in, let us breathe in together as we honor each faith. As we take in the first breath, we honor Christianity as the path of love and forgiveness. As we take in the second breath, we honor Buddhism as the path of compassion and Four Noble Truths. As we take in the third breath, we honor Judaism as the path of ethical living through sacred law. As we take in the fourth breath, we honor Baha'i as the path of unity and peace. As we take in the fifth breath, we honor Islam as the path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we take in the sixth breath, we honor Confucianism as the path of deliberate tradition. As we take in the seventh breath, we honor Taoism as the path of harmony and balance. As we take in the eighth breath, we honor Native American traditions as the path that recognizes and honors spirit in all creation. As we take in the ninth breath, we honor Shintoism as the path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we take in the 10th breath, we honor Hinduism as the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we take in the 11th breath, we honor Akam as the path that honors the divine ancestors and nature. As we take in the 12th breath, we honor our own faith, the science of mind as the path of adherence to universal law and transformation through the commitment to our spiritual practices. And as we take in this breath, we invite you to hold sacred any and all faiths in all their multiplicity by knowing love as the highest power that guides them all. Namaste. And so it is.
Namaste, and so it is. Thank you, Io, for leading us in that beautiful sacred celebration that we call Breaths of Faith. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We invite you to visit our website at columbiacsl.com to learn more about our spiritual community, to replay past services, and to find articles and other resources. And please check out our calendar on the website for events and opportunities to gather with our community. So exciting things are happening at Columbia CSL. Speaking of gathering together, tomorrow night, treat yourself to greater prosperity in your life by learning the art of effective scientific prayer in Dr. Nadine's 1-hour class, Prosperity Through Prayer. This Tuesday night at 7 p.m. is our women's group meeting. So that's a great gathering of fellowship and sacred time together. Friday night is game night, where we come together for laughter and fun. And then we have 2 upcoming workshops this month. Dr. Nadene will be facilitating the last of her Conscious Transition workshop series. This one's called Dissolving Our Defenses on Sunday, August 15th. And the following week, the following Sunday on August 22nd, Reverend Faith Woods will be offering a workshop entitled Imagination in Action. So please check out our website calendar or our weekly newsletter to find out more and to get all the sign up links to all of these events. And always feel free to email us at info@columbiacsl.com for more information. And heads up, our next Science of Mind course, Spiritual Economics with Dr. Nadene, begins September 9th. So mark your calendars. And now let us consciously engage in spiritual practice together. We invite you to settle in, to center yourself in this moment, to find that still sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Zita Johnson Betts, and then a guided meditation and affirmative prayer by licensed practitioner Io McClinney.
Good morning, Columbia CSL. From A Course in Miracles, we're admonished to teach only love, for that is what we are. Today's reading, titled Be a Healing Power, is offered in this month's Science of Mind Daily Guides by Reverend Dr. Ron Fox. Holmes tells us that we cannot please others all the time. It's just impossible. That doesn't mean we should have personal animosity towards anyone. We can approach everyone with an attitude of peace and goodwill. The Jews and Samaritans disliked each other, but when the Samaritan saw a fellow human being in dire need, he came to his aid. The story doesn't tell us that they became best friends, just that someone saw a stranger in trouble and approached him with peace and goodwill. Being peaceful is a way of life. Wayne Dyer reminds us it doesn't depend on our environment or what anyone else is thinking. Peaceful people have an impact on the people around them. It's difficult to be stressed when you are in the presence of someone who is committed to being at peace. Marianne Williamson writes, "Ego says, once everything falls into place, I will feel peace. Spirit says, find your peace and everything will fall into place." Pema Chodron teaches that suffering is part of the human experience. People hurt each other. She asks, what's the difference between seeing harm as has been done and blaming? That's an important thought. What's the difference between seeing harm has been done and blaming? Rather than pointing fingers, we can ask questions like, how can I communicate? How can I help others find their own wisdom, kindness, and sense of humor? Isn't that a step in the right direction that we'd all like to go? As we move into meditation, please affirm with me. Today, I make a commitment to be a peaceful presence wherever I am. I forgo judgment and condemnation. I remember that every face I see is the face of God looking back at me. And so it is. Namaste.
So please join me looking within on this nationally recognized day of forgiveness. The key is being able to tap in to that place within, that place of inner peace. So lower your eyes or close your eyes, and I want you to Bring into your senses a beautiful place that you've spent time, or the sensations of a beautiful meal that you've eaten, or the words of a beautiful poem or reading that you've read or that you've heard. Bring into your senses that special place where you go for your peace. And if you're searching, just imagine with me that you're in a beautiful, beautiful wooded area with water, sun, nature. And you're loved, no matter where that special place of peace is for you. Feel loved, feel hugged, feel appreciated, feel listened to, feel all of those things that you want to turn out into the world. Now multiply them. Multiply that feeling 5 times, 10 times. Fill the room or the space where you are with that feeling of love, that feeling of peace. What are you thinking? Welcome that thought. Accept it and release it. Release the power. Stay in the feeling. Know that you can always come to this place. All you have to do is choose. And as you walk through your day, through your weeks, through your life, remember that this place of inner peace is always available to you. It's always your home base, your strength, your place from which you can be a healing power in this world. And know that today's special place may look, smell, feel, taste, touch differently tomorrow. And know that the feeling of love grows and deepens with every visit. And it's this deepening feeling that is what we send into the world. So join me in this affirming prayer. And know that the words I speak as my words, and I speak for all of us. Divine Spirit is all life, all love, peace, forgiveness. I am of this Spirit. Divine Spirit chooses life for me, and I choose the power of the peace and the love and the forgiveness that I carry into this world. I choose the power of the peace, love, and forgiveness that I carry into this world. I am the power that drives my choices. And it is in this gratitude of this science of mind practice that I am reminded of just how powerful I am and how easy I can call upon the peace, love, and forgiveness that Spirit always lights within me. And so in this place of divine knowing, I now release the words of this treatment because the work is already done. And I step into my power with my intention for the week, backed by my desire backed by my fulfillment of the knowing that peace, love, and forgiveness are me. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much to Zita Johnson Betts and to Io McClenny for that beautiful time of spiritual practice. In this community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our interim senior minister, Reverend Dr. Nadene Rogers, with today's talk titled, To Me, By Me, Through Me, As Me.
Thank you so much, Reggie, and good morning, Columbia CSL friends and guests. It's really wonderful to be here with you this morning as we begin our exploration of the Center for Spiritual Living August theme entitled A Pause for Guidance. You know, often it feels like, at least to me, that we're divided against ourselves in our life, and our life is kind of in parts, and yet we wish to be more in balance. We're distracted, and yet we wish to concentrate. I know that one. We are scattered, and yet we wish to be focused. I think we're scattered to the extent that we yield our I to every impulse. We say things like my likes or dislikes, my feelings and my pain, and we diminish that I to the proportions of our momentary personal reactions. The I's attention quickly shifts from being occupied with what is in front of it to entering a daydream. Some sense of I is identified with each of these events, but there is little abiding presence. I think we fragment ourselves when we wander from our center. You know, when our attention is merely reacting to outer events or when it is being dominated by something, it loses contact with its own source. You know, so this month we're going to explore the power in pausing for guidance, just like we did in this beautiful meditation and spiritual practice time, so that the quality of our consciousness and movement in life becomes less taxing and more joyful, less empty and more fulfilling, less adrift and more grounded. I think it's when we know that there is nowhere to go but to be fully present right where we are, connected within and therefore without. Our experience of life is that anything and everything is pausable. So today's message, again, is to me, by me, through me, and as me. We know there are many paths of spiritual practice which will support our conscious evolution and self-actualization process. But in particular, there is a model created by Dr. Michael Beckwith called the 4 Stages of Spiritual Maturity that provides a really clear overview of the movement of our conscious embodiment of who we truly are. And we're going to use that today to create a framework for this exploration of pause for guidance today. Now, we've always got to start at the beginning. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, spoke to the best measure, I think, of moving through any challenging conditions on his path when he stated this, excuse me, we are immersed in an infinite sea of intelligence which instantly knows the answer to any problem, not because it enters into the contemplation of the problem, since principles can have no problems, but because it instantly knows the answer to any problem. You see, when we ask for divine guidance, we are really bringing our problem to a principle which has no problems. If we can get away from the problem long enough, we shall find the answer. When the mind turns to the divine for a solution to its problem, the divine, being ever present, answers by intuitively knowing not the problem, but its solution. Ernest Holmes wrote that in 1945. In January, actually, the month of his birth. So yes, starting at the beginning, knowing that listening to divine guidance, we bring any problem to a principle which has no problems. And this infinite sea of creative intelligence knows nothing outside of its own nature, which is whole, complete, and perfect, just as it is, and can only respond correspondingly. So we self-actualize through consciously expanding our awareness of who and whose we are as being one with this creative intelligence. And as we grow in our understanding, we do so from what Dr. Michael Beckwith shares is the idea of life, doing it to me. Now that's that first stage. We start thinking about ourselves from that place of being a little separate from the oneness of life, and we look at life as coming at us, doing it to us. So in this stage one, life does it to me, we see dualistically and see only our separations from our good. We can feel powerless. We can see how often we are victimized, thinking that we have no control over our conditions, let alone our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Our days can be filled or spotted with blaming others and ourselves. And we try often to convince ourselves that this is just the hand we were dealt, so we have to make the best of it. We tend to live in denial of the facts and hope and resist any new possibility, and are less likely to take responsibility for our thoughts and actions. And because we feel unworthy so often and so separate from our dream, so far away from our aspirations, we tend to see lack and limitation all around us. Our daily mantras sound somewhat like, well, if only I had, or if only I could, and is often topped off by, those yeah buts. Life seems bleak when we see ourselves separate from our good and not able to change our circumstances, doesn't it? We may be aware intellectually that there are ways and means to get what we want, but we are not motivated enough to put effort into something new because we fear it just may not work. So let's move to stage 2. Let's lift ourselves out of that energetic place of separation, in part by looking at life as it does it by me. So life does it by me. Not to me, but by me. Now here we begin to wake up, growing in awareness of personal choice. And we seek to learn tools to support a different experience of self and life. We discover that thoughts can be creative and our words seem to have power. We begin to feel that we have some control over our lives and prove to ourselves that a sense of confidence, power, peace, and happiness comes from within us. We realize that it doesn't matter what happens in our field of experience, but how we choose to respond that creates our experience. Think about that. We begin to forgive ourselves and others, not by condoning what was said or done, but by deciding not to let it define us anymore. We begin to let go of our stories. When we look at life as happening by me, then I realize that my experience has much more to do with me, my choices. And I'm willing to consider new possibilities for myself in my life. I think here we catch a little more than an inkling that our life is meant for more than just survival or dodging bullets and laughing off rejections. It's about transforming them. And we begin to look for and find tools rather than answers, stimulation rather than comfort. When we think possibility, we're up to rearranging ourselves, opening new portals of expression, insight, and creating new flight patterns to follow. So what are you up to right now in mind and heart that pulls you forward into the feeling of expansion and possibility? So now we have moved from life does it to me to life does it by me, and are opening to new possibilities in life. Now, two ways to think to have possibility arise are this. Before I actually get to them, I'm going to give you an illustration. Actually, the two ways are embedded in the illustration, so listen closely. A shoe factory sends 2 marketing scouts to the region of Africa to study the prospects of expanding their business. Now, one of those scouts sends back a telegram saying, "Situation hopeless. No one wears shoes." The other scout sends a message back saying, "Glorious business opportunity. They have no shoes." So you see, the first way is to go from either fear or idea to the spiral out and arguing for your position to remain where it is. The second, however, is to go from fear or idea to the spiral in by putting a principle, being life is abundant, into practice and going about our day acting as if it is so. Infinite intelligence is always present and poised to give us all that we can conceive, believe, and receive. So the art of possibility is embraced by the second way, from fear or idea to the spiral in by putting principle into practice. Now, stage 3 in this model states life does it through me. So we've gone from to me, by me, to through me. Now we begin to define ourselves by our awareness of our spiritual nature. We practice the art of receiving this nature, the good of the universe, the qualities of the divine intelligence within us, and our inherent ability and desire to consciously evolve our expression and experience of self. We practice changing our experiences and conditions in life through adjusting our consciousness. We are observant of the demonstrations in our lives, and we build our faith in an intelligence within that is all-knowing, and we learn to surrender our need to use our knowledge, skill, and expertise to define and control our outcomes. We listen. We increase our capacity to be real and to let go of our belief in needing to protect ourselves in life. We begin to listen. We listen to and honor our needs and put them first. We begin to contemplate the value in transcending the world conditions by applying spiritual principles such as wholeness and love, so that we can abide within this world and show compassion, kindness, and acceptance. Now, when I think of this idea of transcend and include, which is very prevalent in this model or this stage of life does it through me, my experience can far too often be motivated by my agenda in how I can help to create a world that works for everyone. And somehow that can translate into transcend and exclude. So we got to watch for that, because that can make us sound superior rather than inclusive, which in turn makes us neither. So here, my friends, is a perfect moment in time to pause. Or, as I like to say, stop, look, and listen. And begin a new inner conversation, one that has us take responsibility to heal our own separateness from the nature of being as one, to transcend false belief that has shaped us and our expression for years by being observant and vigilant in not excluding any part of our journey or the journey of others along the way. And now we move from life does it through me and enter into the fourth and final stage as described by Dr. Michael Beckwith as being this: life does it as me. Here we trust ourselves and we listen to our intuition. We are the sacred witness to our lives, seeing the divine potential existing in all. We live in present moment awareness with deep gratitude. Silence, stillness, nurturing, our nature become part of our everyday. We practice the acts of selfless service and the art of giving unconditionally, knowing that our love and supply is always sourced within. We walk in life unattached to outcomes, reactions, and carry within our mind and heart cheerful expectancy of our good. We honor the divine in all and can live well in the world by realizing our connection to it and without letting our focus or our attention divert from the one power. In stage 4, we embody oneness consciousness and release the perspective of duality. Now, I want to go back to transcend and include by speaking a moment to transcending the ego, which actually means to transcend but include the ego in a deeper and higher embrace. First in the soul or deeper psyche, then with the witness or primordial self, then with each previous stage taken up, enfolded, included, and embraced in the radiance of one taste of life. And that means we do not get rid of the small ego, but rather we inhabit it fully, live it with verve, use it as the necessary vehicle through which higher truths are communicated. Soul and spirit include body, emotions, and mind. They do not erase them. So as I would word it, each wave of life transcend and include. That is, each wave goes beyond or transcends its predecessor, and yet it includes or embraces it in its own makeup. For example, a cell transcends but includes molecules, which transcend but includes atoms. So to say that a molecule goes beyond an atom is not to say that molecules hate atoms, but that they love them. They embrace them in their own makeup. They include them. They don't marginalize them. Just so each wave of existence is a fundamental ingredient of all subsequent waves, and thus each is to be cherished and embraced. So we cannot transcend, therefore, until we include. Therefore, I would word it differently, as include and transcend. I think what is vital to remember here is not how well we lean into principle or how consistent we are with doing spiritual practice, although both are of extreme value, but it is that we stay in concert with the inspiration of innocence, which allows us to remember how it was to draw a breath and take all the time we needed to exhale. A breath that needs no knowledge or information from a previous record or memory of life, but rather a spark of divine guidance. It is in this breath we pause and discover our true nature as the spark itself. And in a flash, we recognize there is no quest, only clear, openness to receive life just as it is. Our teaching symbol and all of the other descriptions, definitions, and metaphors used by all the traditions are merely maps. We study the maps to make the journey, and the breath, the pause, the space between the notes, the crack in the cosmos, the ineffable, invisible intelligence of the universal substance is truly the fertile ground of pure potentiality. In an ancient Zen statement, we hear, "Our words are but the finger pointing to the moon. Let us not get so caught up in the finger that we miss the moon to which it is pointing." Albert Einstein says we exist in an environment where we must face the negative manifestations of other egos as well as those of our own. We pick up tension from our environment and we produce it ourselves. So it is essential to earn and learn by practice to relax with the tensions of life, because we cannot escape conflict in this world, but we can learn to relax within it. This has nothing to do with running from conflict, and certainly nothing to do with repressing it. This relaxation has aspects of trust, surrender, and submission. Harmony is necessary. We need some tension in our lives to keep us from being complacent and self-satisfied, but we also need to trust. The act of listening helps us to trust. That pause helps us to trust that we have the power to be whatever in a moment, to gather us into the center of essential self, into our core, into that place where we can access and activate divine guidance. So I'd like to share with you in closing an excerpt of a letter written by premier dancer Rudolf Nureyev. Now, he penned this to his dance community about his own life as a dancer while experiencing the dying process from AIDS. I'm sharing this with you because I find this is a very beautiful illustration of embodiment of that fourth stage of growth in one's journey of self-actualization. He writes, "It was the smell of my skin changing. It was getting ready before class. I would never have been a dancer. I couldn't afford this dream, but I was there with my shoes worn on my feet, with my body opening to music, with the breath making me above the clouds. It was the sense I gave to my being. It was standing there and making my muscles, my words, and my poetry. It was the wind in my arms. Every day I woke up thinking about the moment I would put my feet inside my slippers and do everything by tasting that moment. And when I was there with the smell of camphor, wood, tights, I was an eagle on the rooftop of the world. I was the poet among poets. I was everywhere, and I was everything. I used to dance because it was my creed, my need, my words that I didn't speak, my struggle, my poetry, my crying. I used to dance because only there my being broke the limits of my social condition, my shyness, my shame. I used to dance and I was with the universe on my hands. And while I was at school, I was studying. Arriving in the fields at 6 a.m., my mind endured because it was drunk with the body, with my body capturing the air. So as each of us journey this path of self-actualization, may our minds be drunk with the sacred dance of living this life, creating precious moments of pure embodiment of all that is. And so it is. Amen.
And so it is. Amen. Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Nadene. I feel like I can pause and trust and all the good stuff, all the good stuff. So, if you would like to get more into this message, you can talk with Dr. Nadene right after service today on Zoom. It's called After Chat, and you can find the link in our newsletter or on our website calendar. If you've joined us before, it should be the same link. And please join us next week as Dr. Nadene continues this month's theme, A Pause for Guidance, with her talk entitled You Are a Spiritual Broadcasting Station. That sounds good. And now it's my pleasure to introduce once again, Theta Phoenix.
This song is called Light in You off of my album Legacy, and it is all about seeing the light in each other. Hope you enjoy it.
I know you're scared. Be yourself. Sometimes this world can be so blind. But if you take the chance to trust, start to open up, you just might find that you are loved. And I see the light in you shining with everything you do. Don't try to hide it no more. Can you hear it knocking at your door? Oh, show me what you really want. Tell me what you really need. Reveal all you feel. You will be received, and you don't have to hide away all the things you really want to say. There are others who have felt this way. Not alone, we are the same. And I see the light in you shining with everything you do. Don't try to hide it no more. Can you hear it knocking at your door? Oh. It's dark and cold, and we don't always know where to go. Sometimes we feel so all alone, but everybody needs to belong. And I see the light in you shining with everything you do. Don't try to hide it no more. Can you hear it knocking at your door? Oh, the door to your heart. We can open the door to let the light, to let our light shine. Light shines so bright.
Wow, thank you, Theta, for that beautiful gift of light in you. What a magnificent songwriter you are. Follow Theta on her Facebook page at Intuitive Singer for more opportunities to hear her fabulous, uplifting music. And now it's time for our conscious giving. We have just received, and now we can participate in the law of circulation by giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love, gratitude, and abundance, allowing them to fill you and the space around you. Now let's use the power of our word by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering, and so it is. We offer easy ways to donate. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website, www.columbiacsl.com. You could text your donation to us at 410-498-6175. Or for those who prefer, you may drop off or mail in a check to our office. We receive and appreciate your gifts and ties. And thank you so much for supporting us so that we can remain a vital and thriving center in which for you to find your spiritual nourishment. We know that as we give with gratitude, we receive in gratitude. Would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift bestowed upon Columbia CSL? Together, we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of building inclusive community through spiritual connection and help to build a world that works for everyone. And so it is. Before we close, we'd like one more gift from our friend, Theta Phoenix. Thank you, Theta, for being with us.
One of my favorite things to do is to create songs spontaneously in the moment, intuitively, from my heart. Just opening to the flow and seeing what arises. I hope you enjoy.
I breathe deeply into my heart when life is crashing all around me. The chaos and confusion seems to threaten to consume me. I stop, I pause, I take a breath and open to it all. I open to the pause, taking the time within to silence everything, to get so quiet and listen to the guidance that comes. I listen to the guidance within, and it's when I get quiet, still, let go of trying to figure it out and surrender to divine will. I remember I am connected. I remember I am protected, limitless and free. I am in harmony with everything when I stop and take a pause and open to what's possible. There is so much more in store when I open to the mystery of me. Unlimited spiritual being.
Thank you, Theta. I am open to the mystery of me. That is just beautiful. Thank you so much. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being a part of our spiritual family today. We look forward to seeing you again. At the end of service, we hope you check out our announcement slides and our website calendar, www.columbiacsl.com/events, to make sure you know everything that's coming up in our community. That's where you'll find the link to sign up for today's after chat with Dr. Nadene at 11 a.m. And one final reminder, we're virtual again next week and in person with Reverend Jim Webb at the Hawthorne Center on August 15th. So it's now my pleasure to introduce once again, to close our service with a benediction, Dr. Nadene.
Oh my goodness, I have tears from that beautiful angelic song. Thank you, Theta, and thank you to Zita and Io, Reggie, and Uncle Don behind the scenes. So join me in prayer, will you please, as we move into this conscious awakening within ourselves, knowing that truly there is only one life, that this life is God's life, it is perfect, and it is our life now. I can feel the mystery moving and winding through me as I open to accept my life just as it is, knowing its bounty, its beauty, and its boldness, to enact and embody that full expression of life that shows up as me in every moment. And in the excitement of the doingness and beingness of life, I take a breath. And I do nothing with this breath. I just be in it. And know that it is the fullness of life, of the self-givingness of God, of this creative intelligence at work as love through the law of its being itself uniquely as me, and I rest. I rest in this. And I say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. Thank you, God. It truly is a miracle. Each of us, amazing, magnificent voices. We are messengers. We are light workers and bearers. We are knowers of truth. We are divine wisdom is who we are. I accept this. I give great thanks for this. I treasure this. I own this, and I declare this. Please join me knowing that everything that we are is already enacting and imprinting the life of this world through time immemorial. I say thank you, Spirit, once again. Please join me in confirming this for yourself by saying, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
I don't know what you do to me, but I like it. I like it. I don't know what you do to me, but I like it. I like it. How did you set me free? What could your secret be? 'Cause I like it. Yeah, I want more of it. I wanna fill to over. even tell me where I'm going. I guess this is what they call being unafraid of fall, and I like it. I don't know how you gave me life, but I like it. I like it. I don't know how you gave me life, but I like it. I like it. I like it. Why do I feel so free? What could the secret be? 'Cause I like it. Yeah, I want more of it. I want to fill to overflowing. Oh, I like it. Never get bored of it. Don't even tell me where I'm going. I guess